Alright guys, how is it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here at the New York Auto Show. It's my first day here. I actually got early access, so I'm kind of in before, like, I guess the majority of the crowd, which is nice. So far, not really seeing anything crazy, but again, I just walked in. Essentially today, I'm just gonna kind of like walk around, point out a couple things that I think are cool, but I am going to make a playlist just like I did last year and kind of talk about some more of the cars that I find interesting or whatever in depth. And speaking about one of the cars that I find interesting at this auto show, probably the thing that I'm most excited about is this new 7th gen Mustang, which is right in front of me right now. Looks really, really awesome. I mean, it doesn't look too good, but it definitely looks a little bit more aggressive than the S550, which, I mean, you could see they have one right over there. But yeah, actually right over here is the new Dark Horse. This thing is really, really, like, wow. I am freaking blown away by this. The paint is just spectacular. It's not really gray, but it's not like really blue. It's almost like this weird bluish gray, kind of black. It is really, really cool. And then in front you could see the black metallic, or the gloss black, I guess, accents with the black stripe up there. Very, very aggressive front fascia. Again, such an upgrade from the S550 in my opinion. But yeah, I'll do like a walk around video, I guess, with that, a little bit more in depth. Hopefully I'll do like a whole video talking about like the Ford section. But for now, I'm gonna kind of do a lap while there's not a lot of people here. Kind of see if I can take some things in, show you guys some things. Nissan actually does have a GTR section over here. Before I like let you guys go right now, this is actually pretty cool. So they got the new 400Z out. This is basically like exactly what they had last year with the 400Z, except now it's not kind of roped off because it's not brand new anymore. But over here they got the two Godzillas chilling out. They got another R35 over there. I think this one is a Nismo, maybe it's the New Year Nismo. And then up here, beautiful midnight purple R34 GTR. I'm sure that's like a lot of people's dream import car right there. I mean, that is pretty cool. Me personally, I really like the R34s a lot more in Bayside blue. Maybe it's just because I'm biased because Fast and the Furious or whatever, but that midnight purple is really, really badass. Over here we got the Chevy section. That's pretty much where they were last year. All right, so I'm a bit of an idiot. Before, when I first like went through the exotic section, I'm basically, when I was talking about the new Huracan, I said Technica. I was still thinking about like last year's auto show when that was debuted. The new off-road Huracan is actually this Huracan Storado. I'm just gonna edit this in before I even go to the exotic section, so when you guys hear me, I guess I redeem myself a little bit, but please excuse me, sorry. But they got it roped off right now, but you can actually see the brand new Lamborghini Huracan Technica. That is the new kind of off-road spec Huracan. Looks very, very weird in person. Almost looks like a toy car. It's a little bit lifted off the ground, has wider fenders on it, and then it has those like kind of like little off-road lights up front, but that definitely looks pretty wild. Kind of like in that army green paint color too. Looks like they got a new Urus or Urus, however you call it up here. Rimac Navara. I'm pretty sure that this is, correct me if I'm wrong, I may completely be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is like a new EV supercar or something. And then over here, the new Lotus Emira. I actually was lucky enough to be at a dealership. I used to work for a gentleman who owned a Volvo dealership. He owned a Lotus dealership, and that's actually where I got the Lotus Evora for the review that I did like 2 years ago now. But I actually saw one of those Emiras actually being unveiled like live at that dealership, which was honestly really, really cool. Over here at the Hyundai section, actually, they got a couple, I guess, N-line cars or N cars. I think this is the Elantra N. I've been wanting to review one of these for a while now. Unfortunately, every Hyundai dealership that I contact, they have them in there for like a day or two and then they're immediately gone. But these are actually really, really cool. Big props to Hyundai for, I guess, you know, stepping up their performance game or whatever. And then right here, got the big Rolls Royce, older Porsche. Actually, that has to be something because it has Tetson motors. Let me know if you know anything about that Porsche down in the comments below. And also, oh, like, dude, this is actually kind of cool. This is much better than last year when it comes to like the supercars and the hypercars. Got a new Koenigsegg right up front. That is so freaking cool. I don't know if you guys could tell, but basically the whole car is carbon fiber, even the red parts. That is all red painted carbon fiber. Really, really neat. And then kind of right back here, you get the Subaru section. So, but yeah, that section right there between the Nissan section, the Ford section, and the supercar section. And I think over in the Chevy section, they got a new Z06, but again, that was here last year. So I'm definitely gonna be circling back to that part of the floor over here. But for now, I'm just gonna keep walking around, I guess, and I guess I'll start filming if I see anything cool before a lot of people start coming in within like the next hour or so. All right, so down here at the bottom floor, I feel like a lot of people kind of like walk by this floor when they first come in, but this is definitely more of, I guess, the enthusiast floor over here. Right off the bat, we got this really, really cool, I think 240, maybe 260, really, really low to the ground. A couple of S15 Silvia, which if you're watching this anywhere outside the United States, we rarely see these. I mean, this is kind of like the R34 GTR where it was kind of like, I guess, illegal, but now it's starting to get to that, I think, 23 or 25 year period where they're starting to be imported now a little bit more. Maserati, I believe MC20, Mazda RX-8, Porsche race car, it looks like, and just a couple like really, really cool standout cars, but probably my favorite by far, at least in this like little section right here, Lamborghini Countach. I mean, it looks, I don't know if I've ever actually seen one in person, and if I have, I was a real long time ago. But wow, they look crazy. They look absolutely crazy in person. And I mean, normally like everyone goes nuts over the white ones because of, you know, Cannonball Run or whatever, and I do really like the white ones, but this is so freaking cool. And I love how it's still got like those factory Countach wheels on it. That looks really, really neat. Also, like, even like the side mirrors here, like, it's just so funny how things get like so dated. I mean, even the wheels, technically, I'm sure a few of you guys probably might think that they're ugly or whatever, but that is like Countach wheels. This is like so iconic. Even the rear spoiler right here, so badass. So I'm definitely going to be doing a video kind of talking about this section a little bit more in depth. Over here we got the raised section. I believe all three of these cars, the S2K, the Ferrari 488, I believe, and that BRZ, I think, I believe all of those were here last year. So nothing really crazy over here, but actually back here, I actually saw this online, and this is like a whole, I guess, JDM section that they got. And wow, right off the bat, that is really cool. I mean, the drag Supra is really neat with, you know, obviously the broken headlight right there. I'm joking. I mean, obviously, you know, intake duct or whatever, huge slicks in the back. But this is actually the very first time I'm seeing the kind of Han kit, the Veil side kit that was featured in Tokyo Drift in person, and it looks completely different than a regular RX-7. I'm not gonna lie, the rear end looks a little bit weird, like it kind of looks like it almost doesn't belong, but the front end looks so freaking cool. I mean, the interior, nothing's really changed. It's like a typical like RX-7 interior, but that is actually really, really neat. That's the first time I've ever actually saw a Veil side kit RX-7 in person, so that is definitely a first. And then all of the Mark IVs right here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like right in a row. This is actually really cool. Honestly, going into this, not even gonna lie, what I saw on the website and what I saw from some news sources or whatever from the press days, I was like, oh, whatever, this New York show, the auto show is just gonna be a bunch of EVs or whatever. This is a lot bigger than last year. If you go back and you go on my channel and you look at the videos that I made from last year, back on this like bottom floor, they honestly didn't have that much. They had a couple like really cool cars. They had those cool cars over there near like the race booth. Those were the same. But they had like a little like modified section over here. And it was just like, I don't know. It was just kind of weird, kind of cheap. There's a couple cars with like Autobot stickers on them or something. But I don't know. It was really weird. I think this is S14, 240 over there. And then right here, this is actually really, really neat as well. I think this is also basically the same exact midnight purple color as that R34 on the top level. But obviously this is an R33, and I really love the white wheels too. I don't know why, but the more and more I see white wheels on different cars, like, it just growing me so much. Also, I'm sorry if the audio is messed up too, because right behind me there's like this EV test track or whatever, so these people are like ripping around with these SUVs. But yeah, this is actually really, really cool. Right here, a new BRZ. Looks like it's got some you know, different body panels on it, like different side skirts, different wing. But yeah, this actually really, really neat. And then in the back too, I mean, I'm not really too much into off-road vehicles. If you've been subscribed to my channel, you know that I don't really care for them that much, but these are actually really cool. All the campers back there, they basically are all like posted up with like the tents on top of them and everything. But that is really nice. A little Time Attack Civic over here. These are also cool too, like right 3 in a row, I think, AE 86s. Really, really cool. This one's super, super clean. You guys could probably tell on camera, but I mean, this is all just carbon fiber right here, carbon fiber fenders, carbon fiber hood, I guess carbon fiber overlay or whatever on the headlights. But that's really neat. This is cool too. I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm like a little awestruck from this section right now, because everywhere you look, there's just really, really badass cars that, again, you don't really see that often here in the United States. We got another purple R33 over here, and another really, really cool RX-7 to kind of match that Veilside one right over there. Also, I kind of skipped over that, but a little white NSX right there. And then coming over here, it looks like we have, I guess, more classic cars, more classic muscle cars. I'll get to that in a second. Really, really big wing on the C5. I don't know what's going on over here, but, well, it does have a roll cage in it, so yeah, I should probably shut up. This is probably like gutted, and who knows what's underneath the hood. Actually, we got a little blow-off valve right here, so there's definitely a turbo under there, at least one turbo, I'd have to assume. A newer NSX, which I love these interiors. These interiors are so freaking awesome. And again, the car is so small, so tiny, so low to the ground. It's just really, really neat. And actually, how did I miss that? But yeah, that's right over there too. So so yeah, this one's like floor or whatever is just really, really awesome. A 1957 Maserati 300S. That is really, really neat. I always like these older like cars from the 50s. Super, super small, very unsafe, but probably a crap ton fun to drive. And then over here, the big boy 426 Hemi, big Hemi Cuda. That's gonna be a freaking tank to drive. I love Hemi Cudas. Unfortunately, there's so much money because obviously they're so rare now. But that is really, really cool to see in person. A couple drift spec cars over here. Yeah, this is a drift spec GTR, maybe a GTS if it's, oh, actually it's got the GTR fender, so maybe it's just rear wheel drive or whatever. And then a top secret Supra. This is actually really, really cool. If this is like the real one, then this is one of, I believe, one of Smokey Nagata's Supras. And it actually, yeah, it says it right here. So that's really, really neat. Again, I'm probably more psyched out about this bottom level. I'm probably gonna go back upstairs, get some of the videos from the top level out of the way before, again, a lot of people come in. And then I'm definitely gonna be hitting down this bottom level and kind of going more in depth, because that was really, really cool to see. Again, as more of a car enthusiast, I know for you guys, some of you guys who watch my channel and you're just interested in like the newer cars or whatever, I'll get to that. I'll try to cover that for sure. And I'm going to be making multiple videos from this auto show. So if you haven't, definitely be sure to subscribe. But for now, I'm gonna kind of go off and do that. But for me, I really, really like that bottom level. They really kicked ass this year setting that up, because last year really just wasn't that much on there, but I'll see you guys in a bit. All right guys, so now we're actually in a like little exhibit here thanks to my man Zach over there with Saratoga Auto Museum. They're actually the ones that have a lot of the cars downstairs. They have the Countach and a couple other like really crazy cars, and right here this is a little, I guess, sneak peek of their Bond in Motion exhibit that they actually have up at the museum. And I, for one, I know I never talk about it on my channel because obviously I always talk about cars. Why would I talk about this? But I'm a huge Bond fan. I love Bond. My favorite one is Daniel Craig, just because that's the one I grew up watching. And this Defender, Land Rover Defender, was actually used in the most recent film, No Time to Die, I believe. This is one of the Defenders that the kind of bad guys was chasing Bond with, and as you can see right here, it's got like a little 1 of 300 badge, 007 badge. The interior is also a little bit different from, I guess, the Defenders of this generation, which is really, really cool. And then kind of coming around the other side of their little exhibit here, basically this is a 2002 Vanquish, and this is actually the one from Die Another Day, the scene when he like goes in reverse, shoots a missile at the bad guys or something. And this is the Bond before Daniel Craig. This is
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. Okay, I always forget that actor's name, but still really, really cool. Kind of a funny scene too, because it's a bit of a cheesy scene because it's so unrealistic. But this is the actual car, and they actually modified this car to go 120 miles per hour in reverse, which is really nuts. And again, Zach and Steve over here let me kind of come in here, open the door, and this is really cool because this is basically where the actor, the stunt driver, this is the exact car, which is really, really neat. So huge thanks to Saratoga Auto Museum. They've got a ton of really cool stuff. Also, probably my favorite part of their Bond in Motion exhibit, they actually have the DBS or the DB9 that was rolled like 8 times in Casino Royale at the museum. So that's my favorite Bond film of all time, and that's probably one of my favorite Aston Martins of all time. So to see that car at the museum, I'm definitely gonna go there soon. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna make a video about that. But yeah, this is really, really cool. Again, we saw some of their vehicles before when I kind of took you guys downstairs to the actual like cool floor. But yeah, this is really, really neat and an awesome experience. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for today. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed, I guess, like the little first day vlog that I put together. Definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the post notifications, all that stuff. Really does help out a lot. And also it'll keep you updated because I filmed a lot today. You could probably tell like I am super tired right now. Really don't want to film an intro, but or film an outro. See, I'm messing up intro, outro right now. That's where I'm at mentally. But yeah, it was a blast. Definitely met a lot of great people. Talking to definitely the people from Saratoga Auto Museum were awesome. But yeah, it was really, really cool. And saw a bunch of, actually like really took me by surprise. Honestly, like looking at some of the stuff online, I was expecting it to just be electric vehicles, just be a bunch of like small crossover SUVs. But there's a lot of exotics there, a lot of kind of enthusiast cars, which was really, really awesome. And I should be going back potentially tomorrow as well as Monday. So I'm gonna have 2 more days full of content for you guys. So again, definitely be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much. That's pretty much just gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sticking to the end of today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one.